today is day 12. How exciting! Oh! It comes with 2!
How cool is that?
So, first is the zombie. How fun! Let's see. So get his legs. Boy, this is exciting. 12 was a good.
Good morning. Welcome to Vlogmas day 12. It is also Tuesday, December 12th. And I'm feeling a bit better today. Hudson still has the sniffles, but we're pushing through school because we have a break coming up. So trying to push through. I hope you are all doing well wherever your home is. Again, sorry for the sniffles. I had a bit of a sore throat yesterday and a lot of clogged nasal passages, so I didn't feel like getting on camera and being gross. So here I am the next morning. Yesterday I did some knitting and, yeah. Why don't you go blow your nose, sweetie? I did some knitting and a little bit of spinning. I had trouble sleeping last night, so we went to bed at our normal time. And I laid there for a couple hours and then I thought, you know, I'm just going to get up. I had started a project, a knitting project, and so I just continued on that until about 12:30. And then I was able to go, I was getting groggy, so I was able to go to bed and go right to sleep. So that was nice. And then I was up early this morning, so, yeah. So the project I worked on was a pair of mittens for Hudson's teacher. And no, not me. So he goes to an enrichment program 1 day a week, and he has a teacher there that directs him. And so, she has mentioned a couple times she's admired Hudson's mittens. So I decided to knit her a pair, and I'm going to give them to her on Thursday. He has his Christmas program Thursday, so, and then they're off for a couple weeks, maybe even 3. So the pattern I am doing is by Tin Can Knits, and it's called The World's Simplest Mittens. And they really are. These I would recommend for any newbie knitter. They're very, the pattern's very simple to read. You just step by step. And this pattern actually has multiple, well, it goes from toddler to adult large. But then it also has different weights of yarn and the measurements and things for the different weights. So fingering weight, DK, worsted, and chunky. That's quite the range. So I am doing worsted weight, and let's see here. Excuse me. I am doing it out of my own hand spun. Let's see. This first one. Okay, I'm using 2 different fibers. I hand spun both of them. The first one is this purple, which I dyed with sappanwood. This is a Cheviot fiber. It's 2-ply, about 2 ounces, 104 yards. Oh no, not sappanwood. It was dyed with cochineal for pink, but my pH was wrong, so it turned purple. And then it did felt a little bit in the dye process because it was it a fiber already? I think it was a fiber, and then I spun it from a roving. So it felt a little bit in the process of dyeing. But it actually is, I struggled with it a little bit while spinning, but it's nice and hardy. It's a rougher feeling wool. Okay, so then the main color is this. This is buffalo and wool. I misplaced the tag, so I'm not 100% sure what the wool is. But it is like 20% buffalo. And I spun this earlier this year. My sister had picked this up on a trip across country. And it's actually quite soft. It has a rustic feel to it, but even the buffalo, it's definitely more rustic. So I thought mittens would actually be perfect, because when it's super cold and you wear more rustic wool, the prickle goes away generally, and you get a lot of warmth. So that is the main color, and here's the mitten. I finished one. Again, these are really easy mittens. Really easy pattern. So the cuff, they said 2 inches. I went just slightly lower than that because I didn't want it to go too far down. And I didn't actually measure her arm or her hand. I just assume she's pretty petite, his teacher. So I did the small. And I'm not petite, and it's just fitting. Like, I would wear these. These are comfortable. So I'm hoping they'll have a little bit of room for her. But, so the pattern doesn't call for the color work. I put that in. It's just they have a singular color. But I've done these a couple times, so I knew that I could be creative if I wanted to. So I thought I would use the purple. Ooh, some VM, vegetable matter there. I tried to catch most of it while I was spinning, but some always gets by. So as I'm wearing this, I can see how it's going to be super warm, but it's a little scratchy. But his teacher has a couple farm animals, sheep, and she lives out in the country. So I thought, it probably won't bother her too much. At least that's what I'm hoping. They're not super soft. I'm kind of thinking if you have a wool allergy or a wool sensitivity, the buffalo or bison it may not work for you. It may cause too much itch. So, yeah. Okay, that's all I have for this morning. Oh no, I've got one more thing. The drop spindle. I, at 12:30 before I went to bed, I decided to do a little bit of spinning. So I just got a little cloud of the alpaca and I spun probably half an ounce more on it. So I thought that I had gotten it down, but no, I dropped my spindle 4 more times last night. And actually this part right here bends pretty easy. So I may at one point have to replace this part. But I feel like my consistency is getting better. So I've watched a couple videos and there's lots of different opinions on how to spin with these top whirl spindles. So yeah, I'm having fun with it. It was a good purchase. So I've had a lot of comments on my Vlogmas videos. So thank you so much for joining me. It's fun to interact with you guys. I feel like this is a one-way street, but then in the comments it's a two-way street, and that's where a lot of fun happens. So it sounds like you all are busy doing crafting and things like that. And your husbands are also involved in some sort of craftiness. That's fun. My husband has segued from knitting into leatherworking, and so he's got some orders for some bags, purses, and things like that. And then he's also perfecting his pattern for wallets and earrings and belts. So he's really enjoying it. You know, in the winter, he just always needs to be busy doing something. He doesn't like to sit still for very long. He likes to be doing something with his hands. So leatherworking works pretty well for him. And I don't know if knitting just, he loves to do it. And he recently just finished a hat that he sold to somebody at work. So, you know, he just jumps right in there whenever the need arises for him to do something crafty. The leatherworking was kind of surprising for me. But he said he's been wanting to do it since he was a young adult, so that's good for him. Yeah. I do knitting and spinning and things like that, so I can understand. I don't like to be sitting and not have my hands doing something. It's very, in fact, I'm pulling this fiber apart. I like to use my mind as well as keep my hands busy, I guess. Does that mean it kind of works like a fidget spinner, I suppose? So, okay, enough of that. We are going to do school, and then we have to run out and do a couple errands. I'm going to mail some packages. And what else? That's kind of it for today. We'll knit and spin and do school, and we're kind of getting a little bit of a late start because he's been sick, so he moves a little bit slower. Yeah, so maybe I'll check in with you all this evening.